Welcome, curious minds, to the Deep Dive. Today, well, we're not just talking about words, are we? We're really diving into the architecture of our everyday conversations.
Yeah, dissecting how specific words, specific vocabulary can actually unlock deeper social intelligence.
Exactly. We all use language constantly, obviously, but, truly getting its subtle power, its impact, and the dynamics underneath how we communicate, that can be a surprising shortcut.
A shortcut to being sort of truly well-informed in our interactions.
Right. It's about peeling back the layers, seeing what's really being said and felt and understood. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's unpack this.
And what's really insightful here, I think, is our source material for this deep dive. It's excerpts from Navigating Life's Nuances, Chaoses, Flukes, and Decisive Moments. It offers such a unique lens.
How so?
Well, it's not just defining vocabulary, right? It's about how these words become like the building blocks for these really rich, revealing stories, narratives that capture deeper human experiences. It gives this insightful look at how these, real-world dialogues break down not just words, but the whole art of communication itself. Makes them incredibly effective tools for understanding.
Absolutely. So our mission today, then, is to pull out those key insights from these real-world conversations. We're not just looking at language, but at how people manage to navigate life's, unpredictable moments and those really delicate discussions.
Yeah, the tricky stuff.
We'll uncover some surprising facts, hopefully, and leave you with some genuinely practical takeaways, things you can actually apply in your own daily interactions.
So what does this all mean for your conversations, your decisions, your understanding of the world around you?
Let's find out. Let's jump straight into our first set of words from the source, because they really capture the whirlwind and sometimes, frankly, the chaos of modern life.
Definitely.
You're starting with chaotic, fluke, and swamped. These are words that I think resonate with anyone who's ever felt like their day is just spinning out of control.
Oh, for sure.
First up, chaotic. The source defines this as a situation that's incredibly busy and disordered, often in a stressful manner. It's that universal feeling, isn't it?
Totally. When everything's happening at once.
Like the example, my day was completely chaotic, project deadline, computer crashed, missed my train home, or the mall was pure chaos during the holiday sale. Just perfectly describes that frantic, overwhelming energy.
It really does. And then there's fluke, defined as something that happens purely by accident or chance, a surprising bit of luck.
Ah, the good kind of accident.
Exactly. Think about those moments when things just line up perfectly, almost unbelievably, completely outside your control, but, totally to your benefit.
Right.
What a fluke. I randomly found my lost earring in the parking lot after I'd given up looking. Or that amazing one. Running into my childhood best friend in Paris was a total fluke.
Wow, yeah. Those unexpected, fortunate turns that feel, well, almost magical sometimes.
They really do. Serendipity.
Yes, those moments of pure, unexpected serendipity. And finally, swamped. This one I think is incredibly relatable for so many of us.
Yeah.
It means feeling buried by too many tasks or responsibilities.
Overloaded.
The examples just make you picture it instantly. I felt completely swamped during finals week. All those papers, exams, or even he was swamped with support after his presentation. Questions, compliments.
Right, it can be positive things too, but still overwhelming.
Exactly. It captures that feeling of being overloaded, whether it's challenges or even, positive attention.
That's a really crucial observation, actually. It brings up an important question. How do these words help us, articulate and maybe even cope with all this unpredictability? Is it just about having a label, or is there something, deeper going on when we use these specific terms?
That's a great question. I think maybe just having the vocabulary. Like saying I'm swamped instead of just I'm busy. It gives us a specificity, right?
Yeah, a clear way to express the exact state.
It's like putting a name to that confusing feeling, which somehow makes it feel a little more manageable and maybe easier for others to understand, to empathize.
Exactly. They give us this precise vocabulary for those really common modern experiences. Stress, unexpected turns, feeling overwhelmed. They're not just labels, they're tools.
Tools for sharing, processing.
Yeah, and even reframing things. And the source really brings these to life with this fantastic dialogue between Lena and Ben about their colleague, Maya from marketing.
Okay, set the scene for us.
Right, so picture this. Ben walks in looking utterly drained, just exhausted.
They've all been there.
He tells Nina his day has been utterly chaotic, just a whirlwind of nonstop meetings, 2 presentations due tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
Nina immediately gets it right. She says, wow, you sound completely swamped. My calendar's been just as packed. I totally get it. That immediate connection over a shared struggle.
You feel that empathy straight away.
But then Nina shifts gears. She asks Ben if he heard what happened with Maya. Ben's curious, obviously. Nina explains Maya had been incredibly anxious about locating a new place to live. Searching for weeks, no luck, feeling totally swamped by the whole apartment search.
Oh, that's tough. Especially in some markets, that feeling of being swamped by a big life task. Yeah, that breeds anxiety.
And what's really powerful here is how Nina builds the story for Ben. She doesn't just list facts. She creates a narrative context, Maya's feelings, a clear progression.
Makes it much more engaging.
Totally. She even mentions the specific cafe, Maya's emotional state, this little detail about coffee beans, which, as we'll see, becomes kind of the critical thread.
Okay, I'm hooked. And bad.
Ben is completely hooked too. He's using what the source calls active engagement markers, like, ooh, this is getting good, and that's incredible. He's right there with her.
So Maya's in this cafe, stressed out.
Yeah, totally stressed. And a stranger at the next table, Clara, overhears her talking about the apartment struggle. Turns around and asks if Maya's looking for a studio.
No way.
This is where the fluke really kicks in. Nina explains Clara's relocating overseas, needs someone to take over her lease. A great apartment.
Okay, that's already lucky.
Huge stroke of luck. But then Nina adds the details. It's a 5-minute walk from Maya's job.
Get out.
Has an amazing view, and the price is exactly what Maya wanted to pay.
That's not just luck, that's like destiny.
It's everything falling into place perfectly. A dream scenario. The perfect fluke.
Almost unbelievable. That alignment of circumstances. But you mentioned coffee beans.
Right. Here's where the serendipity gets even deeper, the layer that makes it even more of a fluke. Maya almost skipped that cafe.
Why?
She normally makes coffee at home, but her morning was so chaotic that she ran out of beans, had to dash out for a cup.
Oh my God.
If her morning had been normal, not chaotic, she wouldn't have been in that cafe, wouldn't have met Clara, would still be swamped with the apartment search.
Wow. So the chaos actually led to the fluke. That tiny chaotic detail triggered the whole thing.
Precisely. And this conversation, it really highlights several things, doesn't it? Both about communication and just perspective.
Like what?
Well, first, the seamless way they use the vocabulary. Chaotic comes up multiple times. Ben's work, Maya's search, her morning. Swamped for the emotional states. Fluke, right at that moment of surprising luck.
That repetition helps it sink in, makes the words stick.
Exactly. It cements them, makes them more potent. And the natural usage, it feels real.
And that emotional journey you mentioned.
Yeah.
It's crucial too. It's not just the words, it's how they help shift the perspective, right?
Totally. They start by venting about their own busy, chaotic weeks, Ben and Nina. But by the end, they've adopted this surprisingly optimistic view.
Because of Maya's story.
Yeah. Ben even applies it to himself, saying something like, maybe something positive will come from all this madness. It's finding that silver lining in what seemed like pure disorder.
That's such a great takeaway.
Isn't it? The core insight here is that chaos isn't just something to endure. It's often the catalyst for these unexpected positive flukes.
So the disruption itself creates the opportunity.
Exactly. Maya's chaotic morning, which seemed negative, was the direct trigger for her finding her ideal apartment. It teaches us to maybe reframe disruption, not as an ending, but as a potential pivot point for serendipity.
So for you listening, when your day feels utterly chaotic, instead of just seeing the problem, could you maybe reframe it? See it as creating the conditions for a potential fluke.
Yeah, sometimes the universe has a strange sense of humor, turning our most disordered moments into surprising blessings.
That's a powerful thought. Actually, a great lead-in to our next set of words, because these describe different, often quite delicate approaches to communication and decision-making, especially when things get sensitive.
Yes, important ones.
Our next trio, nuanced, hesitant, and decisive. These are incredibly useful for navigating those complex social situations, personal relationships, where what you say and how you say it really, really matters.
Indeed. Let's start with nuanced. It describes something with subtle, slight distinctions in meaning or expression.
Those fine details.
Exactly. The subtle shades of meaning. Easily missed, but often incredibly significant. It's like reading between the lines, Or the smallest shift in tone, or maybe expression, can completely change how something's understood.
Gotcha. Like the examples, a nuanced shift in his attitude after the feedback. Not angry, just more thoughtful.
Right. Or the nuanced flavors in the dish. It points to that subtlety that makes something rich, complex.
Okay, and then hesitant.
Hesitant means to be unsure or pause before doing something, typically due to uncertainty or doubt.
So not saying no, but not jumping in either.
Precisely. It's that moment of internal friction, that pause, like she was hesitant to endorse the plan because details were unclear, or he was hesitant to voice his opinion, worried it might start an argument. It captures that internal pause, weighing things up.
Makes sense. And finally, decisive.
Decisive, able to make choices quickly and confidently, taking clear, confident action without, unnecessary delay.
The opposite of hesitant, really.
Pretty much. The examples are strong. The manager was very decisive during the crisis, giving clear instructions. Or his decisive move to invest early proved successful. These aren't just words, they're powerful tools.
Tools for emotional intelligence in communication.
Exactly. Allowing us to describe and understand these crucial human behaviors.
They really are. And the source provides another fantastic dialogue showcasing these, this time between Alex and Sophia, about a party gathering.
Okay.
Alex starts off. He says he's a bit hesitant about the venue. The Grand Hotel seems pretty upscale, doesn't it? Right away you feel his discomfort, but he hasn't said why.
Subtle signal.
Sophia, who booked it, replies she was pretty decisive about marking it properly. Did it ages ago. Standard response.
Right.
But then Alex takes a deep breath, confesses he's been hesitant to bring this up, but my hours were reduced at work recently.
Ah, okay. The real reason.
Yeah. He says he's been nuanced about it, didn't want to make it a big deal, burden anyone. And this is where Sophia's perceptiveness shines.
What does she say?
She replies, I did notice a nuanced change. You've been skipping a few more group outings lately, and now I see why.
Wow. She picked up on it.
She picked up on those subtle shifts in his behavior, things he thought he was hiding.
That's fascinating. Her listening skills are key there. It's not just hearing words, it's noticing the unsaid. Those nuanced changes Alex thought were invisible.
How do you cultivate that level of listening?
Well, I think you have to move beyond just waiting for your turn to speak, Truly focus, observe emotional cues, subtle changes in routine, maybe even slight discomfort in expressions, body language.
Paying attention to the whole picture.
Exactly. And when Alex finally opened up, Sophia didn't dismiss him. She validated his feelings by saying she had noticed those nuanced shifts. That makes him feel seen, reinforces the friendship.
That's huge.
Yeah. She even says she wishes Alex had been more decisive and just told her, assuring him she'd never want him to be uncomfortable.
And Alex admits there's a nuanced but real embarrassment about money troubles, which is so relatable.
Incredibly relatable, and this is where Sophia gets really decisive in her problem solving. She doesn't just offer sympathy, she offers a concrete solution.
What does she suggest?
She suggests adjusting the plan. And crucially, she reveals she's also been a little hesitant about that place too. It seems a bit impersonal.
Oh, that's smart. It avoids making Alex feel guilty.
Exactly. It frames it as a mutually beneficial decision, takes the pressure off Alex completely.
So they collaborate.
Yeah. Sophia offers to host a cozier gathering at her place, make a big dinner. Alex is clearly relieved, finds it amazing, and Sophia adds that lovely touch.
There's a nuanced sincerity to sharing a meal you made with friends.
Nice. So it turns out they both had reservations.
Reservations they only uncovered to that honest, empathetic conversation. This dialogue is just a masterclass in handling sensitive stuff like finances with tact, empathy, respect.
Yeah, it really is.
It shows Alex's realistic, initial hesitant behavior, but also Sophia's incredible perceptiveness with those nuanced changes. But the real aha moment, I think.
It's how misunderstandings often create all this unnecessary anxiety. Alex assumed Sophia was set on the hotel. She actually had her own doubts.
And open communication just dissolved the problem.
Unlocked a solution that actually suited both of them better.
And Alex has a realization too, right?
He does. He says something like, I was being too nuanced about my situation instead of just being upfront. I should trust that real friends will get it. He decides to be more decisive, more honest. Realizing
that being too nuanced might stop others from speaking up too.
Exactly. It's a powerful shift from fear of vulnerability to embracing authenticity for the good of the friendship.
That conversation really has a positive arc, from logistics to deep values, honesty, trust, support, real emotional maturity.
Definitely. And the deeper insight. true connection, effective problem solving. It often comes not from avoiding hard truths, but from a decisive willingness to be vulnerable.
Combined with that nuanced empathy to receive it.
Precisely. So for you listening, think about your own interactions. Are there times maybe you've been too nuanced for your own good, hoping someone would just get it?
When maybe a decisive, honest conversation could have unlocked a much better outcome.
It's worth considering.
Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting, I think. When you realize that understanding these words, these communication techniques, it's not just about boosting your vocabulary.
No, it's much bigger than that.
It's about building stronger relationships, navigating life's bumps with more ease, and ultimately just having a clearer grasp of human interaction. Whether it's that unexpected fluke popping up in a chaotic day or the nuanced way you approach a difficult talk. Words are seriously powerful tools. They shape our reality, our connections.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, both dialogues really show us that actively listening, truly listening for those nuanced cues, plus being empathetic.
And sometimes being decisive about honesty.
Right. That combination can transform potentially stressful situations into chances for real connection, for growth. It encourages you, the listener, to observe these dynamics in your own conversations.
How are these words playing out in your world? Are you picking up on the subtleties? Are you being clear when clarity is what's needed?
Yeah, notice it around you.
So what does this all mean for you personally? Here's a final thought to chew on. In what areas of your life might being a bit less nuanced and maybe more decisive about sharing your true feelings? Could that actually lead to a surprising fluke of connection or understanding you never saw coming?
Ooh, interesting question.
And maybe, what one chaotic element in your week could you consciously try to reframe? Not just as a problem to get through, but as a potential pathway to something unexpected and positive.
Food for thought.
Definitely. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the power of words.